Hello everyone, today I will introduce to you an extremely attractive action movie with an evil female leopard named Hai, who has a happy family, although her husband, Si Jong-sang, is older. He is the head of the family, of a mysterious assassin organization. Her subordinates are all talented and effective people who are well trained. However, she is always haunted by her unhappy childhood from beginning to end. She never forgets her mission, to avenge her father. It turned out that when she was young, she had to witness her husband murder. She was in pain and despair, hiding under the bed but still trying to keep quiet, thinking she couldn't escape, but they found her. However, these murderers did not kill her when they sold her into a brothel to save old men who were greedy for sex. Right at the moment when she was about to be harmed by the maniac, Yong-sang appeared in time to send him to the altar to watch the chickens. Naked, Shue Hai also quickly took a gun and shot his subordinate, saving Ly Jong's life. From here, Uncle Ly realized that the girl in front of him was not an ordinary girl, so he took him along to train him to become a professional assassin, learn how to disassemble and assemble guns and destroy enemies in one underwater skills training session. Everyone can use a CT Duong Thuong knife to save themselves, but they still don't see any movement and have a feeling something is wrong. Uncle Ly immediately jumped down to save the little girl. Who would have thought that after being given mouth-to-mouth respiration by the uncle, she showed a satisfied smile that turned out to be emotional, as she did so on purpose to see if Uncle Ly was a cold-blooded person. As the years passed, the two people's feelings became closer and closer as they grew up. They sought out the person who killed their father to seek revenge. Unexpectedly, they found out, so they set a trap to capture her. The female lead was punished after being brutally tortured. The big brother revealed that in the past, it wasn't just two people who killed her father, but three people. But when he was about to reveal the third person, Uncle Ly Jong suddenly rushed in and killed him and him. The female lead accomplices rescued her and told her uncle that there was still one more person who needed to be punished, but if the uncle agreed to marry her, she would give up everything to build a happy family. So the two got married and moved to another place to live. Just when they thought they would have a perfect life, Yong-sang received news that the last enemy who killed Cho Hai's father had appeared, immediately went out with his juniors to destroy him, and considered it a wedding gift he wanted to give to his wife. Who would have thought that this trip would not return? Yong-sang was ambushed and brutally killed by his opponent. Even her face was deformed beyond recognition. When she was young, she witnessed her father murder. When she grew up, she had just gotten married and her husband had passed away. This incident made her feel extremely painful. She was angry and went to her hometown alone. Enemies meet gods, kill gods, meet demons, kill demons. Whoever rushed will get it. Zen K immediately, and in no time, Contact High sent their whole family back to their final resting place. However, while running away, she was caught by police, but thanks to her excellent skills, the female lead caught the eye of the Minister of Security and Intelligence of Korea. The minister quickly brought her to a special training facility where all of them were talented girls. Unfortunate fate, after going through a series of professional training exercises, they will become tools for cold-blooded murder to hide their true identities. The assassin here all have to have plastic surgery and become invisible. The same beautiful female lead is also the most prominent member at the training camp, but she always finds ways to escape from this place. One day, when she was almost able to escape from here, the minister personally took action, forced her return so that heroine would be more obedient. The minister took out an ultrasound paper and said that she was pregnant. If she wanted to give birth to this child smoothly, she would have to cooperate with them and just complete the program. After the training program, after working for the organization for 10 years, she will be freed to live a normal life, because she loved her unborn child. She agreed to compromise. Until now, she still has deep feelings for her husband, having passed away. Asking for a child for him was probably the greatest happinesses for her. Right after that, she started receiving the training program of the NOID organization with extremely diverse training in cooking, makeup, and even skills. The purpose of performing on stage is for assassins to be able to adapt to any situation, under any complex conditions, to find the opportunity to kill, thereby becoming the perfect weapon ready to sacrifice. Not long after giving birth to her first daughter, she worked even harder, participated in training so that one day she could take her daughter out of here and return to the life of a normal person because of her excellent performance. Very fast contact. Having been assigned the first mission, as long as the mission is completed, can she and her daughter leave. Finally, waiting for this day, she fully equipped and gently sneaked into the target room, but Fuang hid behind the door and used her sword to cut the gun in half. After a long struggle, she was able to kill her target, but because she was too nervous, she missed the best opportunity to escape after being captured. The enemy subordinates chased after her. She quickly regained her form and thanks to her excellent ability, she successfully escaped their pursuit. Finally, she jumped into the water and fled the scene, the minister said, keeping his word. He personally arranged for the mother and daughter to leave the training camp and go to a suburban area. The minister also gave the female documents about her new identity and told her to remember that she absolutely must not let them go. However, the minister is a skeptical person like Chow Chow, so he secretly arranged for a handsome man Hyunu to stay near Cat High house to monitor every move of MS. Hai Hyunu, because he wanted to complete the mission, showed himself to be a kind neighbors. first by helping her catch the bus, then by constantly creating random or accidental events to approach her, and in the end, Hyun made the female lead let her guards down and gradually moving towards a love relationships with her. At first he was handsome and just wanted to complete his mission to be promoted by the organization, but unexpectedly after coming into contact with Hai, he was gradually attracted to her true personality, feeling for the tragic life of the female lead, and also starting to get closer to her under a perfect disguise. He fell in love with Cha-yu. Therefore, despite all the objections of the minister, he will move forward, married the female lead and then left the organization control. But she was still hesitant. She was afraid that after learning her true identity, he would definitely leave her and her daughter. So she always kept the distance, was sometimes near and far from him when she thought that there was finally some light in her life. When her friend who participated in training in the Minzu organization suddenly contacted her, and it turned out that Minzu was also Minister C, and Zhao gives her a murder mission. As long as she completes the mission, she will be able to return to her normal life. Like Hai Minzu, she was the female lead only close friend when she was in the organization, so she decided to help Minju completed the mission this time. They disguised themselves as two beautiful waitresses and had a meal with a target. Hai took the opportunity to steal the opponent phone and stole the secret information cable in there, but her actions after the enemy discovered their true identity, they both began to go on a bloody killing spree. In order to save Su-11, they were stabbed by the enemy and the female protagonist quickly sought help from the enemy. The minister asked to take Minzu to the hospital, but the minister used the excuse that the mission had failed, so he refused to help Minzu. As a result, Minzu breathed her last in the arms of Haida. This time, the heroine became conscious, knowing that she can never escape the organization control. It seemed like she could return to a normal life, but in reality, that was not the case. She suddenly began to rethink her own life, decided to let go of responsibility, told everything to Hyun that if he accepted her as she truly was, she would agree. Go one step further even if the abyss ahead was. If Hyun felt hesitant, she could too. He couldn't give up and return to his original life. The handsome man of course didn't want to do that. He opened up about his identity and said that no matter what happened, he would never leave the mother and son. High female lead. At this time, they still did not know the true identity of the man sitting in front of them, but the eyes the two people looked at each other were full of sincerity. So not long after that they held a wedding ceremony, but what was unexpected was that on the day of the wedding, the minister gave her a mission that required her to take the sniper rifle from the bathroom and deal with the man wearing glasses in the opposite building who was about to attack. When he was about to attack, the statue suddenly turned around and couldn't believe it was her husband, who she thought was dead. Young-sang was no upset that she just shot off her ex-husband's glasses and escaped without any danger. Then she continued to complete her wedding, but many concerns soon arose in her heart. On the other hand, Young-sang also began to investigate the truth. The sniper almost took her life very quickly. He had the entire picture. Just by looking at that person photo, Young-sang recognized the wife he had met the year before and asked her to come back. Although she didn't know how Young-sang died and came back to life, she knew she still loved her. There were a lot of people around this man. At that same time, he also noticed something unusual about the contact. So he called the minister to ask about what was going on, but unexpectedly, the call was recorded outside. Not long after, the female lead received a bouquet of flowers and a recording tape from her ex-husband. Based on her intuition, she knew something was wrong. Avoiding the minister's supervision, she quickly snaked into it. The focus of the tape recording was the conversation between Hyun and the other woman. At this point, she learned about her new husband's true identity. She originally thought that it would be difficult for her to find happiness, but she could not have imagined that it was just a mistake. The minister could not bear it any longer, so he immediately told his ex-husband the entire story of the organization sending people to assassinate Jong. So before the female assassin could even step out of the elevator, Jong men were attacked. When he sent them off to the land of paradise, he also ordered his subordinates to kill the minister's subordinates. Only the minister was able to drive and escape. When he saw Young-sang, he was overjoyed because he knew for sure that the organization would be organized, take revenge, so she quickly returned home to save her daughter. But as soon as she arrived, her house suddenly exploded. With her own eyes, she saw the Hyun holding her daughter and falling from above. However, both of them still did not know. She couldn't escape death door and saw the child she loved so much die tragically right in front of her eyes. It was extremely painful. She didn't understand why God would treat her so cruelly. The female protagonist, despite everything, went to find the minister. The Mandarin wanted to kill her to protect his daughter, but the female minister slowly turned on the rear camera to record the truth of what happened at that time. It turned out that Young-sang was the mastermind behind the explosion. He arranged an ambush in her house, just waiting for the Hyun to carry the child in. They would immediately surround them and ask the Hyun to kill the child, but he did not do so in the end to preserve the child's life. Handsome had no choice but to tell the truth. He told Jung Sang that the baby was his flesh and blood, but no matter, Jo Sang was still determined to kill the two of them. He was so forced that he had no choice but to do so. She could hug her and then jump downstairs before the house exploded. Knowing the house exploded, knowing the truth of the incident, and then completely collapsing, she really couldn't understand why Jung Sang could kill his daughter, but no matter what, she was determined to kill Jung Sang to avenge her daughter. So she drove alone to his place with her fury, easily killing all of Jung Sang's henchmen. Wherever she went, someone had to lie down and take care of him. Finally, she confronted him directly. Hong Mang asked the other person why he treated her like that. Only then did he tell truth. It turned out that the real killer who killed her father was Jung Sang. She was always his experiment. When he first started, he intended to train her to become a killing tool to help him destroy his enemies, but he didn't expect it. Later, he even moved before her to end this relationships. Wei Sang arranged his fake death, wanting to use her hand to destroy his opponent. This move was like killing two birds with one stone after learning the truth. So she and Jung Sang fought a life and death battle to resolve all the grievances. After a long time, Su Hai personally killed Jung Sang to avenge her father and daughter, and for herself. But at this time the female lead has become an emotionless murder tool. She no longer holds any hope in this life, so she hopes to once again return to the minister's side, Mandarin, and become the world's most cold-blooded female assassin. This is the end of the movie. Hello and see you again everyone.